Hi, this is Kiki with 333 Tarot, and I'm here to talk to you about the Aries week ahead for October 31st, 2021 to November 6th, 2021. So let's get into it. On top row, Hermit, the Ward, the Page of Wands, and the Eight of Cups is the shadow. Okay, so you know what? Let's talk about the shadow first. So Aries, this shadow, the Eight of Cups, is really indicating that right now there's a situation that you want to walk away from. You want to detach yourself because all it's doing is hurting you emotionally. You really feel it, but it's a situation where it's kind of like, not my circus, not my monkeys. That basically means it's a situation where it's honestly, it's not a situation that ain't even about you. You just kind of ended up being in a situation, even though it's not about you. And so you want to walk away from that. That's the overall energy for the week ahead. It's like when someone puts you into their own drama. The Hermit indicates this need to walk away, to be by yourself, to just focus on yourself, since people want to bring you into their own drama. The fact that the Hermit, when I set it down, is looking left, it means that you've been at this stage for a while in your life. You've been secluded for a while, wanting to withdraw for a while, because every time you try to, become social again, you get reminded why you just want to be alone. The Ward indicates, though, that next week, this period of being alone will come to an end. So even though you're going to distance yourself from that situation that no longer serves you, that's true. But next week, most likely towards the middle of the week, you will finally feel more comfortable being social. You'll just be more mindful of who you'll be social with. So the Page of Wands really indicates this need to be out and about and going forward with your friends and family and doing things instead of being secluded. So basically next week you're walking away from the people that you feel like just bring you drama or just hold you back. You're interested in finding new people, being around people. It doesn't have to be new people. It could even be reconnecting with those who you don't really hang out much. Okay, so next cards, which is going more in depth. This is the second layer of it, and this is just so you know, this is the Fountain Tarot deck. I got it from Barnes & Noble. Okay, so these cards are Knight of Wands, Four of Swords, then you have the Strength card, and then the Shadow is the Moon. So the Shadow really indicates is the fact that those things happening right now, it can relate to the people who's bringing a little bit drama in your life, and they're creating confusion. They're creating a place where it's hard to actually understand what the problem is. That's part of why you want to walk away, because you don't even understand really like what's going on. Like, why is it like this? Why does it have to be like this? Someone is trying to put the wool over your eyes and stem that communication. So Knight of Wands relates to the Page of Wands because you finally want to go off and do things. You're tired of being secluded. It seems like you generally stay by yourself or with people, or with a very few amount of people, but you want to branch out. You want to do things. You want to be active, but the issue is don't overdo it. Knight of Wands can be someone who overdoes it. Do not overdo it. Remember your limits. Still have self-control. You might tend to go to the extreme. Like on one end, you became like the Hermit, alone, wanting introspection. Now you have now there is that chance of going off that deep end, So the Four of Swords, just remember it doesn't have to be that extreme. You make sure to take breaks in your life. You don't have to. I feel like what happens with you is that you're either on or you're off. When you're on, you're super busy, super on top of it, but then you overburden yourself and get overwhelmed, then you draw back completely. You don't have to do that. There's a middle ground. You can take breaks throughout your day. You can have time for yourself. You can try to balance it and have more stability versus going to both extremes. Lastly, in this one is the Strength card. So next week there'll be a situation where you might have to bite your tongue to keep the peace. You might just have to really show a lot of self-control in a situation. Don't become that Knight of Wands and just rush into it and just yell and be reactive. Do not be reactive. Think first, please. Okay, so now the final layer, we're using the After Tarot deck, which is right here. In the After Tarot, they show the images or moments happening right after they happen in the Rider-Waite deck. That's why it's called the After Tarot. Okay, so 10 of Wands. But in a week, you are going to feel drained because, because you would have overspent yourself, And so when I do the tarot cards, especially about a future, it's based on what's happening now. So hopefully after you listen to this video, you change the outcome. But if you don't, you are going to be spent by the end of next week. You might be taken advantage of. People might take advantage of your newfound passion and your newfound socialness. People might really try to get you to just do what they want and not really think about how you feel. In terms of work, especially, your job might try to overburden you. Even your friends, they might keep asking for different favors. You will start feeling overwhelmed to the point where you will just break, in a sense. It's like that going to extremes. You either are super secluded or you're super out there. And what's going to happen is that you're not going to be able to hold all of this together, and you're just going to drop it all like he dropped it here and only hold your own. So you're going to seclude yourself a little bit again. You're just going to drop all your six and be like, yeah, this is too much. And that is further supported in the Eight of Cups. You're going to walk away. You might even walk away explosively because in these wands, depending on how they came from your back, being overburdened to the ground, like did you yell, did you lash out, you might withdraw either explosively or you might just stop communication with people. And that's going to leave them wondering, like, what's going on? You go to these extremes way too much. It's going to leave people confused. And you still have some initial spark left in you, but you're just going to use that for yourself instead of just put that in everyone else, So just try not to. So my advice for next week is moderate yourself. You don't want to you're basically like a fire. You know what I mean? You don't want to overblown it until there's only a little spark left. And the shadow is the Nine of Swords. So I feel like this is also a reason why you go to extremes. It's kind of like you're at war with yourself. You think that you have to be super productive and super on it to make up for all the times that you're a recluse, to make up for all the times that you're not as on it. You don't have to do that. Again, find balance. Find balance. Things doesn't have to be this way. Your life is the way it is because of your choices. Okay, guys, so Aries, thank you for joining me today. So this is a general reading. It will not resonate with every Aries. For a reading more specific to you, you could book a reading on my website. The name's in the description. It's 333.online. The second 3 is a letter 3. No, number. 3, which is written out, and then the number 3, and then 3 written out, .online. Yes. After I talk this whole reading, I get so tired, but everything's in the description. So if you like content like this, please subscribe. Also, click that like button. Well, thank you, Aries, and see you next time.